give us a brief understanding of your own assessment of the situation as it is today.
First of all, I think the situation in Gaza is very catastrophic. It is very hard because we lost a lot of people. For small statistics, we lost about 3,000 innocent people, about 13,000 children were killed, about 10,000 women were killed. We have also, they destroyed hospitals, bakeries, schools, universities. They killed more than 127 journalists, about 166 of the medical staff, and about 112 of the United Nations staff in Gaza Strip. I think this gives you kind of image for what's the atrocities done in Gaza Strip by the Israeli occupation.
And this is a population of about 2 million people, isn't it?
Yes, in addition to displace about 1.5 million from the north to the south, they destroyed more than 260,000 homes in Gaza. It's about 50 to 60,000 of homes of the people. So I think that this is the bigger crime of Israel in Gaza, that they are killing civilians, innocent people. They bring the towers on the heads of people while they are sleeping. I can say about 7,000 families were deleted entirely from the civil record. The father, the mother, sons, children, everything.
Are you getting help, humanitarian help, aid from the United Nations? And
I think that Israel is fighting against three weapons. First of all, killing and mass destruction. Second point, by preventing of the medical care for the injured people. Second point, this is very, very dangerous, is the starvation. They prevent the reaching of the assistance to the people, especially in the north of Gaza, and they put more restrictions on the trucks of the assistance to reach Gaza. So I think there is big problem, big dilemma in the world. Because of this, I think that Israel was brought to the ICJ in order to accuse them with a genocide against our people. These people are inhuman. They are fighting against the Palestinian people, against our identity, against our existence. You know, I just wanted to do something. The source of this point is occupation. We as a Palestinians, we lived under the occupation for 75 years. We were suffering from all kinds of oppression and killing, assassination, taking our lands, building settlements. I think that some international organization like Amnesty accused Israel to be apartheid, United Nations, Red Cross, all these international accusations accuse Israel with committing crimes against our people. How do we can explain that they kill about 13,000 children?
I mean, that those who will want to find out why Hamas did what it did late last year, which was a beginning of this escalation of violence. What was behind the minds of Hamas when the leaders and when they did the attack on Israel?
Look, I want to deal with something because we as Palestinians, we are under the occupation. And you mean what is the means? What is the means of the occupation? Killing, assassination, that you lose everything. You lose identity, your passport, your freedom, your independence. You lose everything. We couldn't, for example, I am in Gaza, I'm living in Gaza. You could not go without permission of Israel. Israel controlled the borders, controlled sea, controlled land, controlled air. You could not export and import. We live in very hard circumstances.
For some years now, there are restrictions from the Egyptian border,
yes,
from the inflow of food for some years now on the side of Israel too.
But they go to the Israeli checkpoints, and sometimes they put some restriction for their trucks, and prevent some people, and prevent some trucks, and prevent some trucks to go to the Gaza north. You know that in Gaza, in the north of Gaza, we are suffering from starvation. Some people died because of the starvation. And I think there are some calls and appeals from United Nations, from some humanitarian organization, ask Israel, even from the American, to allow for the trucks to assist them.
As a leader in Hamas government in Gaza, I'm asking, what was in the mind when the Hamas attacked Israel? What was the thinking?
I want to tell you something. You know,
and the abduction.
The history did not start on the October 7th. You know, before that, if you go back to the history, all Palestinian faction, all Palestinian people fought against the occupation because we want to get rid of the occupation. We want to live in peace and security and stability. So since 1948, we were fighting against the occupation. But I tell you what is the accurate reason for October 7. You know, before that, Israel committed many crimes, especially in Al-Aqsa Mosque. When they storm Al-Aqsa Mosque day after day, they bring the radical Jews inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque, provocation for the Muslims, abusing the Muslim, preventing them from the prayer inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And in the West Bank, every day they are incursion, killing people, building settlements, assassination, creating more checkpoints everywhere. They turn the West Bank to the isolated cantons. The situation was terrible before the October 7. And I think we have some connection with some mediators like Egyptians and Qatari and United Nations, and we explained to them that you have to ask Israel to stop their violation against our people. But there is something that's very important. You know, we have two tracks, either the peaceful track or the violent track. You know that the Palestinian Authority, they spent 30 years in peaceful negotiation with Israel, talks and agreement and everything, but they got big zero after 30 years of negotiation. Because we think that Israel is not ready, is not interested to give the Palestinian the opportunity to establish their state. Why? Why the Israel build settlements inside the Palestinian territories? In despite the Security Council, United Nations say that 67 borders is belong to the Palestinians. It is occupied territories. Why you bring Jews to live inside the Palestinian territories? Why you build settlements inside the Palestinian territories? Why you are killing Palestinians in the West Bank? This is the problem of the situation. Just one. We as a Palestinians, we are the victims of the occupation. So it is our legal right to fight against them.
So
as people everywhere.
So the justification is because of the justification of the attack.
The continuous violation against our people.
But does Hamas regret that attack, staging that attack on Israel?
Why you will regret to attack Israel?
So there's no regret on that attack of last year?
All the time they are killing us. They're destroying us. They're killing our children. They're taking our lands. I think we waited for 75 years that the world should take some steps in order to help the Palestinians. You know why the world, for example, they impose sanctions on Sudan, in Libya, in Iraq, in Syria, and everywhere. Why they don't impose sanctions on Israel? Israel all the time, they believe that we are above of law, above the international law. We are supported by United States. No one can count Israel. No one can stop Israel. We can kill the Palestinians. We can take their lands. We can prevent them from the praying in Al-Aqsa Mosque. They're doing all kinds of crimes against our people. No one stopped them. Because of this, I think that the only option for us now to stop the arrogance of Israel and the atrocities of Israel is to attack
Do you see have some of those abducted in that attack with Hamas? Are they still in Gaza or where are they?
Look, I want to tell you something. This operation in October 7, it is a military operation. It was directed to the military purposes. We never plan or have intention to direct this operation to the civilians, because we as the Muslims, we believe that we should not harm the civilians. And you know, from the first day of the operation, the head of the Gassam Brigade, Hamad, declared to the fighters, avoid the children, avoid women, avoid the elders, avoid sick people, don't touch them. And you know, when these hostages were taken to Gaza from some people, we gave him all kinds of dignity and shelter and protection. No one hurt them. But if you look to about 7,000 prisoners in the Israeli jails, every day they are under oppression, under targeting, under humiliation, under killing, under many people died in the Israeli jails.
Dr. Hamad, is there a defense to the accusation that Hamas is using civilians and children as shield in this war?
We never use it. There is one proof. There is no one proof. One proof that Hamas used children. We use our children.
These abducted persons from Israel in that attack, where are they?
No, all the time there is
Dr. Hamad,
a lot of allegations.
Those that have been abducted in that last year attack, where are they? Are they still on Gaza's soil?
They are on Gaza, yes. And
are you hoping to release them to Israel?
And we are ready to make kind of exchange and return him back to Israel.
What will be the terms of exchange?
But we want to free our prisoners. We have about 7,000 prisoners. Some of them spent 40 years, 30 years, 25 years in the Israeli jail. Why? They spent this is long time inside Israel. We want to free our prisoner. So I think that we are ready now to have a complete swap or exchange, and I think now we have...
So if Israel is ready to release your prisoners, you are ready to release those abducted?
Yes.
Is that what you are dangling for peace sake?
No, I think now that's our goal now, is to stop the war in Gaza. It is not war between Hamas and Israel. It is a war in Gaza Strip. Okay, if it is a kind of war, you have to respect the regulation of the war. That militaries against militaries, but when Israel poured their retaliation on the civilians and killing civilians, you know, about more than 95% of the victims are civilians. I don't know why the world is keeping silent for such atrocities in Gaza.
So you blame the United States? You blame some power, I mean, some world powers.
Yes,
you blame the United Nations as though they are indulging Israel. Is that what you're saying?
The United States support Israel with weapons and killing the Palestinians with American weapons. Yes, this is a truth.
This is a genocide accusation.
Yes, it's a genocide. Yes, all the time we accuse United States that they are partner of the crimes against our people, because I think they open a bridge for Israel, for money, for weapons, for massive support for them, and I think they are keeping silent for the crimes of the Israel in the Israeli territories.
Is Hamas seeking the extermination of Israel? Is that a target? Is that a goal?
Look, I want to tell you something. If someone enter your home and rape your wife, kill your children, destroy your homes, take all your money, what do you expect from yourself to do that? For 70 years, the Israeli occupation is committing crimes against our people, killing everything. And for example, in Ghazi, my father killed by the Israelis, my uncle killed by the Israelis. I spent 5 years in the prison. My mother was shot by Israel. My home was destroyed completely. What do you expect from the Palestinians?
So if you have the opportunity, you will take out Israel.
Look, we want to end the occupation. We want to be free. We want to establish our state. Why Israel all the time insisting now to occupy the West Bank and Gaza and Jerusalem? Why? Why the world they don't put pressure on Israel to tell him, please go out of the Palestinian territories, give him a chance to establish their state? Why they bring Jews from all over the world, from Russia, from America, from France, to live in Palestine because they are Jews? This is unjust. This is not fair.
If there is one thing that will gladden the heart of Hamas and his government, what would that be? Is it to take out Israel totally out of existence?
Look, I think that, as we said, we want, as Hamas, our goal is to free Palestine, is to establish our state. It is our right. You know that we have 7 million Palestinians scattered all over the world. This is the right of return for the Palestinians. Palestine belongs to the Palestinians. And it is our right that Palestinians live in Palestine. Why Israel, as I said, that they bring the Jews from all over, because they are Jews, bring them to live in Palestine? Okay, I want to do something. We as Muslims, we spent 5 centuries in Spain, but we don't say that Spain is belong to the Muslims now. Why now Israel say that Jews is open for anyone to come, despite that he French nationality and has American nationality and has a British nationality and has Russian nationality? Why you bring them and put him in the Palestinian territory?
Dr. Hamad, let me ask you, are you worried about the designation of Hamas as a terrorist organization?
There is one proof that Hamas used terrorism in any way. We just focus in the occupation. We never use military action against American, against Jews, against the Christians. We never. Hamas is a humanitarian organization, liberation organization. We are not ISIS.
There is a question. There is a question on the funding and the activities of Hamas.
We are not ISIS. We are not Qaeda. We are not a terrorist organization. We are just fighting for the liberation of the Palestinian people. That's all.
But you are a militant group.
And in the same time,
are you a militant group, Dr. Hamad?
Me.
The Hamas.
Hamas, we have militant wings, that's right. We have Qassam brigades, which are militant.
But if the world powers designate Hamas as a terrorist organization, how do you defend it?
Look, who wanted to be accused as a terrorist is Israel. Israel is the face of terrorism. Israel is the source of evils. Israel is the face of all kinds of atrocities in this region. Hamas, we never killed children or women or innocent people. It is not our ethics or our morals. I think Hamas proved all the time, for even the Western community, that Hamas is a civilized, is a moral organization taking care of the Palestinian people, looking for the liberation of Palestine, and I think we are committed to the ethics and morals, and we never, as I said again and again, never use any terrorist action against anyone.
What are you seeking from the Nigerian government on this your trip?
Well, I hope that Nigeria, as a big country, have influence in Africa to support the Palestinian people, because I think our cause is just, is fair. And I think that we expect from the Nigerian government, Nigerian people to give more support in the political aspect, in the humanitarian aspect for our people, because if you look to the South Africa take a brave step when they go to the ICG and they have their defense for the Palestinian people. I expect that most of the African countries suffered from the Western colonial occupation. I think they feel with the suffering of the Palestinian people. So I expect that they give more support to the Palestinian cause.